Okay, we're continuing on with the pink packet, 2A, Unit 2A. Please open up to page 31 in your packet. Now, we're going to learn about another form of writing the equation of a line, and that's called standard form. You can see right here and highlighted in yellow, it's ax plus by equals c. Notice it looks different than slope-intercept and point-slope form, but we can actually go back and forth between the three forms. And we can also graph out of this form by doing a little bit of mental math, dealing with intercepts. Now, I do want to let you know that standard form does not show slope. So there are some rules to being in standard form. It says a, b, and c are integer values, and a is greater than 0. What does this mean? That means that a can't be negative, b and c can be negative, just not a, and a, b, and c can't be fractions nor decimals. So in example 4, we're going to learn how to convert the equations into standard form when they are not given to you in standard form. So let's start off here with 4a. So we can see this is actually in slope-intercept form, not standard form. So we're going to learn to convert. Now the first thing I see that's out of place is this 3x that's on the right. That is not allowed to be there. That needs to be moved to the left side. So we would say that we're going to subtract 3x from both sides. Okay, so we subtract 3x from both sides. Now it's almost in standard form. What is not making this in standard form is the fact that we have a negative for a. That's not okay. So it's a simple fix to convert it over. All we have to do is change the signs of everything. In other words, we just divided everything by -1. We just didn't need to show it. And there it is. There is what's called standard form. Okay, let's do another one, letter B. Now, the first thing I notice again is this x term is on the right side of the equal sign. We do not want that. So we are going to add 2/3 x to both sides. And again, I encourage you to pause and rewind as much as you need to help you learn the material. Now, this is almost in standard form. A lot of people accidentally leave this for me on a test or homework, and I do have to take off a point. The rules above say that right on the top of the page, you can see in blue, a, b, and c can't be fractions. So, how do we get rid of the fraction here? It's actually very simple. What we want to do is just look at the denominator. See how the denominator is 3 here? That's the hint of what to do. We are going to multiply everything by 3. So everything, it's going to multiply once, twice, 3 times. So the first time, 3 times 2/3 is 6 over 3 times 2 is 6, divided by 3 is 2, so that'll be a 2x. Let me change my color there. 2x. And then 3 times plus y would be plus 3y equals, and then 3 times -4, don't forget about that, that's -12. And there it is, you're now in standard form. Pretty simple. All right, let's go down to example 5. Now we're gonna up the difficulty a little bit. We want to write the equation of the line with the given conditions, and of course, we're gonna write your final answer in standard form, that new one we just learned. Now, if we look at the information they give us a point saying it's a line that must go through -2, -6, and that line would have a slope of -7. Now, how would I start an equation? You can't just plug right into standard form. It's not that simple. So if you are given a point and given a slope, well, we learned the other day the point-slope formula. So again, we use this guy when we have to write an equation and we're given a point and a slope. So we're going to plug our three numbers in to our equation. So y minus y1 is -6 equals m is, remember, is my slope, parentheses x minus x1. Now we're going to be very careful here. We do have some double negatives. So always be careful with your signs. I'm seeing a few people in class slip up with those. So let's change that to a +6. Whenever you see in my notes a double plus sign, that means it started as a double negative. And here we got another double negative, changed to +2. Okay, so now I got to start converting this guy to standard form. I'm going to distribute the -7. Distribute that means multiply on the right, -7 times x, and -7 times 2. Remember, we're multiplying here. Okay, so now we are going to convert over. We can actually convert this really easily to slope-intercept form, get y by itself. We can subtract 6. So this is slope-intercept form, but the directions do say to get it in standard form. So we got to think, what is needed to be moved? That would be this guy cannot be on the right side of the equal sign. So we're simply going to add 7x to bring it to the left side. And there's your standard form. ax plus by equals c. Okay, let's try another one. Again, we're given the same information as letter A. We're given a point and we're given a slope, so we're going to start with the point-slope formula again, the y minus y1. Please memorize the names of your formulas. So y minus y1 equals, and please remember your point, of course, it's kind of common sense, x1, y1. All right, y minus y1 equals m, parentheses, x minus x1. All right, so let's do some converting. Let's look at the last problem. What do we do? Well, first, of course, we took care of these double negatives. So that will be y plus 1. So let's bring down that y plus 1. And we have to distribute the 5. Multiply 2 times. Okay, and then we have to get y by itself. So we subtract 1. So that's slope-intercept. We now need to convert that over to standard. So this term, the 5x, is not allowed to be on the right side of the equal sign. So we're going to subtract 5x. Pretty much just moving the term over to the other side and change the sign of it. Now, this is almost in standard form, but we do have a no-no here, and that would be that a being a negative. Remember, that's not allowed. That's in the rules up above. So what do? We just change the signs of everything. As I said earlier in the lesson, it's like dividing everything by -1. And there it is. There's standard form. Okay, now we're going to up the difficulty even more. What do we notice in this problem, letter C? Our goals are the same, by the way. Still the same directions. It's to write an equation of a line in standard form. But we cannot start right away with standard form. We need to start with point slope. But actually, I got to back up a bit. I can't start with point slope because I don't have a slope. All I'm given is 2 points. So if you need to start with a slope to get an equation of a line, we're going to start these guys by using the slope formula. So letter C, let's start off with that. Getting the slope, y2 minus y1 is -4. And then subtract the x's, -1. Double negatives cancel. They divide to get 4. So there's your m. That is the only step that is added on, and now it turns into like we were doing up here with example 5. So we are, as you can see in green, is the point slope form. Now we're going to continue with point slope and then convert it. So we're going from point slope converted down to this standard form. All right, let me do another color. Let's go with brown this time. Actually, no, I'll go with green since that's what the point slope was on the previous page. All right, now, either of these points you can call your x1, y1. We learned that the other day when I taught you guys about point slope formula. For consistency for you guys, I'm going to just use the first point each time. So that'll be my x1, y1. So y minus y1 equals m parentheses x minus x1. So there's my point slope form, but again, don't stop there. Always reread directions. They say you want your answer in standard form. So what we need to do is start converting. We're going to distribute the 4. So multiply that twice. Get y by itself, we're going to add 3. So we have y equals 4x minus 9. Now that's slope intercept. I got to keep going to get in standard form. So I'm going to subtract 4x. Got to move that term to the left side. Almost in standard form, but the a is not allowed to be negative. So we just flip the signs of everything. And there it is. There's your standard form. So again, let's recap the steps I just did. When all we were given was 2 points, we had to find the slope formula first. We did the slope formula first. Then we did the point slope formula second. And we converted down into standard finally last. So let's get some more practice with that. With the next example D, let's start off with the slope formula. So y2 minus y1, notice the double negatives. That is 1 plus 2, which will be 3. And then subtract the x's and get 2. So there's your slope m. So what happens next? Look at the previous problem. We went into the point slope formula. So let's do that now. Let's label our x1, y1. Which one do I want to choose? Let's go with, we'll just go with the first one again. You could choose either one. So y minus y1 equals m parentheses x minus x1. So there's my point slope form. Now let's convert it down to standard form. Well, y minus -2, that's a double negative. Let's change that to y plus 2. Bring that down because we're going to distribute first. distribute the 3/2 times x, and then times again to get 0. Then we're going to subtract 2. That'll be minus 2, so their slope intercepts. Now let's convert to standard form. Actually, what we can do right away, let's get rid of the fraction. We are not allowed to have fractions with standard form, so let's multiply everything by, what would it be? 2. Because that's the hint right there. When you have a denominator of 2, you multiply everything by 2. So 2y equals, that'll be 2 times 3 is 6, divided by 2 is 3x, and then 2 times minus 2 is minus 4. All right, we got to keep going to standard form. 3x is not allowed on, this guy's not allowed on the right side, so we're going to move it to the left. We're going to subtract 3x equals, and one more little detail right here. A is not allowed to be negative, so we're going to change the signs of everything, dividing everything by -1. And there it is, standard form. Okay, so we got quite a few problems down here. Now, I want you to try out the next problem on your own. Take a few minutes, pause this, and then I'll leave, most likely leave a multiple choice for you where you got to enter your answer. So pause, rewind if you need to rewatch any of the problems again. You got 2 good examples right here. Follow C and D to help you out. All right, gonna go a little quick here. Let's find, hopefully you guys did the slope first. Got double negatives, change to a +10, so that'll be 2. So there's your slope. Then you want to go to point slope. Y minus y1 equals m parentheses x minus x1. Let's change those double negatives to a +10. What do we got to do next? I'm going fast here to save some time on the video. Again, feel free to rewind and pause. Distribute. 1/2 times 10. Add 2. And when you hit this point, you could either add 1/2 x to both sides, or you can choose to get rid of the denominator. Let's do that now. Let's get rid of the denominator, multiply everything by, remember, we look here, so multiply everything by 2. And then this term's got to move to the left. We're going to add 1x to both sides, so that'll be 1x plus 2y equals -6. Okay, notice when I brought the 1x over to the left, you do not need the 1 as the coefficient there. And that's it. My lesson is done. Just get working on the assignment when it's given to you. Please make sure you're keeping up with that stuff. And if you have any further questions on it, please ask me in class when you see me next.